Within 48 hours of Democratic Progressive Party presidential candidate Lai Ching-te securing victory on January 13th, Nauru severed ties with Taiwan in favor of Beijing. Though Lai has toned down his overt support for Taiwan independence and committed to preserve the status quo, Beijing has its doubts, and the Nauru move was seen as a message to the DPP and president-elect not to push Taiwan's sovereignty. Larry Diamond, an American expert on comparative democracy, said Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist Party want unification, but they may not act in the short term unless they feel it necessary.
China is in a very difficult period now domestically. For the next 3 years, he doesn't need a crisis in the Strait. What he needs is warmer economic relations between Europe and China, between the US and China, a period of stability, and not a crisis. He will create a crisis if he sees or sniffs or senses that there are statements and actions that reveal that or reinforce that suspicion on the part of the PRC.
Diamond felt that Lai's victory speech was restrained, reaffirming support for the ROC constitutional framework and recommitting to the status quo. If that continues, Diamond believed that cross-strait tensions could ease.
If the president-elect continues to, walk this very careful, disciplined, rhetorical line and act with considerable restraint and project, a pragmatic posture, who knows what might be possible. At least the temperature might wind down for a time. On the other side, Taiwan can't assume that even a lowering of the temperature is going to last indefinitely, because we know what Xi Jinping has said, that Taiwan will be, quote, reunified with the mainland, and he's not going to wait forever to do it, and obviously he intends for it to happen while he is the paramount leader of China.
Dong Liwen, a Taiwanese expert, predicted a low probability of China invading Taiwan, but he anticipated an increase in pressure on Taiwan.
The resumption of U.S.-China defense policy coordination talks and the visit by the head of the CCP's international department to the U.S. before Taiwan's elections showed that Xi Jinping genuinely wants to improve Sino-U.S. relations and avoid tensions in the Taiwan Strait. From this perspective, the likelihood of China initiating a war is considered very low. However, with Lai Ching-te's win in the election, Beijing is likely to intensify political, military, economic, social, and legal pressure on Taiwan.
Shortly after Taiwan's election results were known, President Biden reiterated that the U.S. doesn't support Taiwan independence. At the same time, a U.S. delegation was sent to Taiwan to show support for the island, signaling a delicate balance in U.S. relations with both China and Taiwan. Taiwan's former representative to the U.S., Stanley Gao, called on President-elect Lai to enhance the Taiwan-U.S. relationship while avoiding wishful thinking, given the uncertainties surrounding the upcoming U.S. presidential election.
In 10 months, whether Biden is re-elected or Trump makes a comeback remains uncertain. Their debates on national security and foreign policy, as well as the evolving dynamics in U.S.-China relations, may significantly impact Taiwan, the Indo-Pacific region, the Taiwan Strait, and the South China Sea. The new government must approach these issues with calmness and caution.
So as much as Taiwan's election was closely followed, it could be the U.S. presidential election in November that will have a greater impact on the future of Taiwan-U.S.-China relations. CNA, Taipei.